Hi guys, it's Hannah here. Welcome to another cash stuffing. I am super excited. Let me start that over. Hi guys, it's Hannah here. I'm a 29-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer, and this is HF Budgets. Welcome to February's week 4 cash stuffing. We have a total of $380 that we should be cash stuffing today, so let's go ahead and give this a count and we'll get started. Our denominations are going to be a little off this week, but that is okay. We'll make do with what we have. We still have all the cash that we do need, so that is what is important. So here we go. We have 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 220, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 355, I guess I can put these down, 355 is what we are at. I can see a little bit. 356, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. Awesome. So these are a little hard to work with. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started with my wallet. And we're going to do, we'll unstuff what we have here. So in our wallet left over, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $80, which is incredible that we will go ahead and add into our savings challenges. And then coins, I don't think I have any. Oh, I have a dime, a single lonely dime. So we will go ahead and stick our dime into our piggy bank. Not much this week, but better than nothing. And we are going to go ahead and restuff my wallet. So my wallet each week gets $175. Our denominations are going to be a little different this week, so we're going to do 120s. And then I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 in 10s, but let me grab some of the. One more 1. It doesn't really matter that much, but 6 10s and then 3 5s, I believe. 5. These are all sort of nice. Okay. So in our wallet, we now have 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75. So we have 175, but before we stuff the 175 into our wallet, we are actually going to go into a savings challenge in our savings challenge binder, because we use part of my personal spending money in my wallet to stuff a savings challenge to just help build savings. So we are starting this Under the Sea challenge by the Fancy Dollar as our personal spending wallet savings. And so I do want to go at this pretty aggressively. I did that with the last challenge that I was doing this with and putting $30 a week. I think I'm going to stick to that just because I do typically have a good chunk of rollover. So we are going to stuff $30 in here this week. So we'll do a 20 and a 10. And now all the 10s are. So we're going to do $30 into here. And that means we get to color out a few different circles. So I think I'm going to start with the larger number. So there's a 20, I'll do 20 and then a 10 for 30. So that is what that looks like. It is super cute. I love how all the characters are on here and they're different from different scenes from the show. So we have $30 going into our Under the Sea challenge to kick it off. And I'm not sure what that'll go towards once we complete it, but we do have some time before we get there. All right, so that means we should have 145 going into our wallet. Let me just double count to make sure that's what we have. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. 145 going into our wallet for groceries, gas, and eating out and personal spend. So that completes my wallet. And we will go ahead and jump into our binders. So starting off here with our first sinking funds binder. I think all of my envelopes in both of these binders are getting 5, but that is okay. Those little amounts still add up. So we're first stuffing personal health with 5, and it has 20, 40, 45, 46, and 47. Next up is household. Household is also getting 5, and now household has 10, 15, 20. $20 in household. Skincare is also getting 5. So now skincare has 20, 40, 45, and 50. That's good. I don't need anything. I think I'm gonna cap this at 100 if we ever get there. Our next envelope is emergency, and we are adding 5 into emergency, and then we get to cross off another $5 space on this $500 emergency fund tracker. This is from NessaBudgets over on Etsy, and I got this a while back in kind of like a value pack. But yeah, we're working on this. So now emergency fund has 100 in the bank, 5, 10, and 15. So 115 in emergency with that challenge. Christmas is getting 5 today, so we have $100 in the bank, and we are adding 5, so we have 105 in this envelope. And then our last envelope in this binder is car maintenance. And in the 5, car maintenance now has 20, 40, and $45. And then we will unstuff new car because it's the end of the month. So that'll go towards a new car, or my current car, new to me car, principal payment. That was a lot of explaining that probably didn't need to happen, but that is okay. Costco, we are adding 5, and so now Costco has 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, and $23 in Costco. H Mart is getting 5, so we're now at $20 in H Mart. I think I'm gonna cap this. Last time I capped this at 50. I think this time I'm gonna cap it at 70. I don't expect to need anything for kind of a long while from there, so we'll see if we make it to 70. Friends today is gonna get 5, so now Friends has 30, which is nice. Personal spending today's, we're adding 5, and so in personal spending we now have 20, 40, 50, 60, $75 in personal spending. Savings, so just extra savings is gonna get 5, and so now we have 10. We have 10, and so now we have 15. This savings envelope, as well as the extra alley envelope, are just 2 savings accounts that once we hit 100, we'll go ahead and stick that money in the bank and then start over. Because saving little amounts does help. Travel is getting 5 today, so now in this travel envelope we have 10, 15, 20. Sorry, wow, 10, 20, 25. I can count. 25 in that travel envelope. Hannah today is going to be getting 5. So now Hannah has 1, 2, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 10, 15, 20. So $420 in Hannah. We are saving for some bigger things that are coming up, so that is nice to have in there. Clothing is going to get 5 today. And now clothing is 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 25. 125 in clothing. Gifts, adding the 5. We now have 20, 25, and $30 in gifts. $30, $40, and thriving is saving for a trip summer of 2027, for a celebration for my 30th and then my best friend's 30th. She turns 30th this November. I turn 30th next February, and then we're planning a trip for the summer of 2027 to celebrate both of those. And so now we are at 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85. Yeah, $85 and 30, 40, and thriving. Since we are saving for some bigger travel or bigger trips this year, still stuffing this $5 a week, and then once we get through the travel that we're doing this year, we can go and save more aggressively towards that for next year. Budgeting items slash shop small is getting 5, so it now has 10. Disney spending is gonna get 5 today. And now Disney spending has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, and 56. I would really love to get to Disney within the next few weeks, because I didn't go when I said I was gonna go last time, so I had to cancel that. So hopefully in the next week, I guess 2 weeks. Tech is getting 5, and we now have 20, 40, 45, 50, 10, wow, 20, 40, 50, 60, 65. I am struggling today, y'all. I hope you guys are struggling less than I am. Invest is gonna get 5, and so now we have $20 in invest. Similar to the savings envelopes, once this is 100, we'll go ahead and stick this into our investment account. I say my investment account, and get that invested. Then our last envelope today in our sinking funds is Extra Alley, and it's getting 5. So now we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65. 65 in Extra Alley. Okie dokie. That are all of our sinking funds. Next up, we are going to go into our savings challenge binder. We did already do our SpongeBob Under the Sea challenge, so we are jumping right into Disney icons, and I completely forgot, but this is super exciting because we are actually going to be finishing this challenge this week. So we are adding $10 into this challenge. I'm struggling. Okay. And that means we get to cross off this last 10, which completes this Snake in My Boot card. This challenge is from Budget with Amanda. I am replacing this with her Savings with Friends Disney challenge book that she just released. And since we finished that card, we are going to fill in this last Mickey head icon to show that we've completed this whole savings challenge, and that is exciting. So this card should have saved us 36. So we have 20, 30, 35, and 36. And this is actually gonna go, let me go grab it. This is gonna go into our travel binder. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, here is our travel binder. And I'm sorry, our trash is getting picked up, so I apologize if you can hear that in the background. We are adding this 36 into Disney World here. These envelopes are by Jasmine's wallet. I got them off her website, and then these inserts that I have in them are from MikaelaCreationsCo. So I am saving up for a Disney World trip. It is not planned, and I do not have any information on when it will be planned. But we are slowly saving using Disney savings challenges to take that trip. Okay, apologies for the jump. I'm hoping the sound isn't too bad. So we're adding this $36 in. And so in total, the Disney Icon Savings Challenge has saved us $400 that we have in the bank. 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So a total of $445 that has been saved with Budget with Amanda. That is so neat to complete. I've been working on that challenge for like a year because I've been saving such small amounts into it. But that feels good to complete this challenge. So I will go ahead and move this aside. And then our next savings challenge, I don't have a dashboard or anything for it, but I'm going to be working on the Savings with Friends from Budget Amanda. Very similar concept, like there's a checklist or a tracker in the front, and then each page is a different savings challenge. So we will get started on this next week. And I think I do want to start with a scratch off. I'm the kind of person that likes to do the highest to the lowest amounts. So I think since we are going to start with the scratch off, I do like scratching our scratch offs in this video so I know what I'm going into my budget with me with. So we're going to start on this Save 100 because I think that's the highest. There's a Save 98 as well, but yeah, I think the Save 100 is going to be where we start. So we're gonna go ahead and scratch off our first number here, and it is gonna be a 10. So we will go ahead and stuff $10 next week for our first week in this savings challenge book, which is super exciting. Okay, I'll probably do like a little tab to put a little bookmark on it so we know where we are. But that's what this envelope will now hold. All right, moving on, we are moving on to our 50 envelope challenge. This I got from a book called Cash Dash over on Amazon. I do have it in my description down below if you are interested. And initially this was getting $3 this week, but I'm actually gonna use these 3 because I think this is gonna go back to the bank. $3, but we do have this $80 left over from my wallet, so we are gonna go ahead and add in a total, I think a total of 83. We'll see if it works out. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 1, 2, and 3. So I am gonna bring out my calculator for this if I can make some room. Okay, so we have 83, and we're gonna knock out the biggest numbers that we can. So 83, we're gonna knock out the 33, which leaves us with 50. So let's color in this 33 here. I was thinking initially to do this twice. I think I'm only gonna do it once now and then cycle in another Cash Dash savings challenge. So we'll see. We're not completely done with this one yet, so we have time. We are gonna knock out the 31 right here. So we have completed all of the 30s, which is fantastic. So we only have a couple 20s left, a few 20s left, and then some of the lower amounts. So we have 19 left, and I think I'm gonna do something I think I'm gonna do the 18 and then move that dollar into another challenge. So I still have like some of the smaller, because I could do 2 envelopes. I could do like the 16 and the 3, but I think I want to do the 18 and then I'll move the $1 into my color and save. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll do the 18. So a majority, 99% of the money that I had, the rollover that I had from my wallet is going into this challenge, and then $1 is gonna be going into that invest. So this is what we're looking like. We definitely are over halfway. We're on the final stretch, and I am so excited. Again, ignore the top parts. I did that a while ago, but this is being saved for our trip to Italy, or I guess our Europe trip, because I'm doing Italy, and then I think my brother and I might be doing London. I'm going to see him in Amsterdam first, but we might be doing London instead of staying in Amsterdam. So we shall see. That has not been planned, but it's being talked about. So now in our 50 envelope savings challenge, we have $5, $6, $7, $8, $900 in the bank. And then we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1,000, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. So we have $1,078 saved in this savings challenge so far, which is incredible, which means we need less than $200 to complete the savings challenge, which I think we can probably do in March. Wow, that would be incredible. Okay, so that is that savings challenge. Our next savings challenge is going to be this Pizza Fridays, and we are adding in $13 this week. And this is from MikaelaCreationsCo, and this is going towards our emergency fund, if I haven't said it. And we are gonna color in this $13 space. We're slowly trekking along on this one. So with the $13, we are now at 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 300, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. $311 in this challenge. So we're working on getting to halfway for that one. All right, our next challenge here is this Friends challenge from MikaelaBudgets. We scratched the 11, so we are adding in $11 today. And for my scratch ups, I just go in order, so I don't do anything Like, I don't roll the dice or anything, I'll just go down it. That might change. I like going in order. I think for me that's satisfying. So now in our friend savings challenge, we have 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, and $28. This is gonna go towards an extra principal payment for my car note, and this savings challenge will save us $186. So we are gonna go ahead and scratch this next number here, which is going to be $9. I feel like we've been really lucky. Do I want to scratch another one? Am I gonna regret this? Okay, I'm gonna scratch another one. Okay, not too terrible. So the ranges on this were 7 to 24. I was nervous we'd get a 9 and then the 24, but we got a 15. So next week we'll do the 9 and the 15 for a total of $24 in this savings challenge. And that'll get that one going, which my goal is to pay off my car note by the time I am 30, which is next February. So we are putting a lot of anything extra that I am getting essentially is going into this savings. All right, moving on, we have this first of 2 annual challenges that I'm working on this year. This one from Buttercup Budgets. We are starting March this week. I allocated each coin couple to be $3, and so we are adding $9 this week to knock out 3 of them. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 going into this one, and we get to cross off 1, 2, 3. 3 coins for that. It's a great start there. Our second annual challenge is from Budget with Amanda. We're also starting her March challenge. Both of these I got over on Kofi. I have the creators tagged down below, so definitely go check them out. This week we are adding $8 into 5, 6, 7, 8 to kick off Amanda's, and we did that with the 5 and the 3. So we are starting both of those. That is great. I love the green. Green is one of my favorite colors, so enjoying that. All right, our next savings challenge here is a happy birthday savings challenge. Like I mentioned, my birthday is in February, so I started this probably a week later than I should have. We are gonna go ahead and complete it today for $18. So that is exciting because then we get to reallocate this today. So I added the 18, and let's go ahead and make sure that we have what we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Woo! So this will be the last challenge that we've finished for February, which is amazing. So this should have saved us 40. Let's give this a count to make sure that's what we have. We have 10, 20, 30, 35, 36, 7, 8, 9, and 40. So $40 saved in that happy birthday challenge. I don't think I'm gonna replace this challenge. I'm actually gonna remove this envelope and probably use it for something else, but yeah, I kind of decided I wanted to focus on the challenges that I'm currently working on. Maybe we'll do this. So this isn't a... And so this will be for our savings with friends to kind of keep these consistent. But yeah, I don't think I want to refill that, so I can focus my funds towards these challenges and kind of knock them out faster. I do have a lot of big challenges that I'm working on for different savings goals, and so instead of kind of splitting it into thinner, splitting it a little thin week to week, I'm hoping to bulk them up a little to get through them. But yeah. All right, working on our last 2 savings challenges here. The first is going to be our Color and Save by Budget with Carly. It is this sheet right here. We did budget for, but we are adding $1 for $1 from our wallet rollover that we took from the 50 envelope challenge. So we are gonna go ahead and color in. I could color in the last 5. I was planning on doing a 4 initially. But if we knock out the 5, then we can be done with all the 5s. And I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this color out. Make sure I'm not missing any other. Yeah. So we're going to finish coloring in all the 5s, which feels amazing. And then this is going towards my invest. I think my goal now is to, I don't know if I'll get it done in March, but the goal is to get it done maybe first or second week of April. We'll see what that looks like. I don't know what this is going to save. But now in our color and save with budget with Carly, we have 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and $28. Great. And then we have one more savings challenge that we'll jump into, which is this Save Your Way in 2026. This is this savings challenge right here from Shades Budgets. My goal is to get this completed by the 1st of May, and this is going towards that Europe trip. And this week we're adding 24. Excuse me. To do another rectangle up here. So we have 10, 20, 21, 2, 3, and 24 that we are adding in here. And that means we get to, oh, I did not do this in Sharpie, I did this with a pen, so we will do this with a pen. So we have 2 plus 6 is 8, and then 3 8s is 24. Great. So I'm trying to knock out a rectangle a week or a line of weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So hopefully we'll have this done in 7 weeks. If everything stays the same with our budget, which I am hoping and praying for. Yeah, so now in Save Your Way in 2026, we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We hit our first 100 with this challenge, which is great. So we are now at 104, and we are almost halfway there, so that is super exciting. So that is going to be all for our savings challenge binder. I guess our cash stuffing in general, but we do have this savings challenge to reallocate, and so we're gonna go ahead into our green binder here, because this wasn't allocated to anything. It was a my choice challenge, and there are a few envelopes that I think I want to bump a little. So I think I would like to bump the travel envelope in here, and then maybe, I don't think I want to do anything like that. I typically like to do fun things, so maybe I'll do 10 or do 20 in travel, and then I'll do 10 in Hannah and 10 in friends. So that's what I think that's gonna be the plan. So we'll do 20 into travel to put us at 45 in this envelope. Make sure that's what we have. We have 10, 20, 30, 45. 45 in travel. Once this hits 100, we'll stuff it into our big binder because I'll stick it into the bank so I don't have it in cash. We're gonna go up to friends. Friends is also gonna get $10 to bump us up to 40. And I could do that. I'll do that in the 5s and the 1s. So we have 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, $40 in friends. That's great. I essentially just replenished what I used earlier this week. And then we are going to add $10 into Hannah, and I need a new tracker for this. I do have like an envelope that I keep my extra cash sheets in there. So this is for Hannah, and we are adding 10 to make this 430. I did get these cash trackers from Budget Me Alex like a couple years ago, and it was a digital download, so I'm printing those out. All right, and now in Hannah, we have 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 84, 10, 20, 25, and 30, which is perfect. And that feels great. Awesome. So that concludes our cash stuffing for this week and our last week of February. I'm looking forward to March. March is gonna have a few little bonus, I think, stuffings. Not necessarily bonus like video stuffings, but I'll be able to bump a week or two due to my work bonus, and then my Etsy, or not Etsy, wow, I do not have an Etsy. I was gonna say my taxes. I'm so used to seeing everybody put money into their Etsy taxes, which is I think why I said that, but I am getting a little bit of a refund. A lot of it is going into putting another payment towards my car, but we are allowing ourselves a little to put into travel and then possibly our binders. So excited for that, but that is in the future, that is not now, and yeah, anything can change. So that is all for our cash stuffing. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I will see you next time.